In this lesson, we're going to discuss Platform as a Service. Now, Platform as a Service, or PaaS, is a cloud computing service model that provides a platform for users to develop, run, and manage web applications without the need for them to manage the underlying infrastructure. One way to think of Platform as a Service is through an analogy. Let's imagine that you want to build a new house, but you don't have the land, the tools, or the knowledge on how to do it yourself. Instead, you're going to go and hire a general contractor who's going to manage the construction process for you. Now, that general contractor may provide the land, the tools, and the labor needed for you to be able to build the house, and then you can be left to simply design and manage the home itself during and after the construction process. Now, similarly, a company using a platform as a service model doesn't need to worry about managing the underlying infrastructure, such as all of the servers and storage and networking that need to be in place to run those web applications. Instead, the platform as a service provider is going to manage the infrastructure for you, and you as a company will simply develop and manage the web applications on top of the platform as a service. Now, a platform as a service platform will typically include a variety of tools and services that are designed to make it easy for developers to build and deploy these web applications. These tools may include development frameworks, database management systems, and application hosting services. Platform as a service platforms can also include additional services such as scalability, security, and monitoring. Now, with Platform as a Service, your company can focus on your core business and let the platform as a service provider handle all of the underlying infrastructure, which can save you a lot of time and resources. Furthermore, platform as a service providers are also going to be responsible for maintaining and updating and scaling that platform, which reduces the IT burden on your organization. Platform as a service also offers a lot of different benefits for an organization. One of the main advantages of using Platform as a Service is going to be the cost savings that it can provide you. Organizations don't have to invest in expensive hardware and software to run all of their web applications, and this can save them a significant amount of resources as well as money. Additionally, Platform as a Service providers typically offer a pay-as-you-go pricing model, and this means the organization only needs to pay for the resources it uses rather than having a very large upfront cost when they're developing a new application. Another advantage of using Platform as a Service is that it can help organizations to improve their time to market. Platform as a Service providers typically offer a wide range of tools and services that are designed to make it easier for developers to build and deploy web applications. This can help organizations to quickly and easily launch a new web application, which can then give them a competitive advantage in the marketplace. Platform as a Service can also improve scalability and flexibility for your organization. Many Platform as a Service providers offer auto-scaling features, which will automatically increase or decrease the amount of resources available to your web application based on the amount of traffic it's receiving. This can help to ensure your organization's web applications are always available and responsive, even during periods of extremely high traffic. Now, unfortunately, there are going to be a handful of drawbacks when you're using Platform as a Service too. One of the main drawbacks of using a Platform as a Service model is that the organization may have limited control over the underlying architecture. Since the Platform as a Service provider is going to be managing the infrastructure, your organization may not be able to customize it to meet your specific needs. This can limit your ability to optimize the performance of your web applications, but again, it is a small price to pay to be able to get this easy-to-use Platform as a Service for you to build your applications on. Another drawback of Platform as a Service is that your business or organization may experience vendor lock-in, where you get locked into the platform you developed on because it's only available with a certain cloud provider. For example, let's say you built something in AWS and there is not a similar functionality in Microsoft Azure. In this case, you're going to be locked into AWS or Amazon Web Services regardless of how much they increase the prices. This is something we call vendor lock-in, and it is something you should be aware of. Now, in this case, if we wanted to be able to move from AWS into Azure and there wasn't an equivalent language, we'd have to go and reprogram our entire web application to be able to move it off of AWS and into either Microsoft Azure or the Google Cloud Platform. To help prevent this, organizations will usually try to help prevent vendor lock-in. Most organizations will stick to tools that are going to be cross-platform, meaning you can use them with either AWS, Azure, or GCP, and not just one of the three cloud providers. Additionally, Platform as a Service providers can also have their own sets of security measures and compliance requirements, and those may not necessarily align with the standards and requirements for your organization. This can lead to potential security risks or compliance issues, and so it is something you have to think about depending on the industry you work in and the compliance requirements that you're going to be subject to. Now, the three largest cloud service providers, Amazon Web Services or AWS, Microsoft Azure, and the Google Cloud Platform, all have Platform as a Service available for their customers. Now, Amazon Web Services, known as AWS, provides a platform as a service function called the Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk allows developers to easily deploy, run, and scale web applications and services. Elastic Beanstalk supports a wide variety of programming languages, including Java, .NET, PHP, Node.js, and Python. It also includes features such as automatic scaling, monitoring, and health management for your web applications. The online retailer Zulily is actually a great example that uses the Elastic Beanstalk as part of their platform to be able to build and deploy their mobile applications for their customers. Microsoft Azure is another platform as a service provider, and theirs is known as Azure App Service. The Azure App Service allows developers to build and deploy web applications and services on a fully managed platform as a service platform. Now, the Azure App Service supports a variety of programming languages, including .NET, Java, Node.js, Python, and PHP, and includes features such as automatic scaling, monitoring, and continuous integration and deployment as part of their platform as a service features. The software company ESRI is another great real-world example of a company using a platform as a service. In this case, ESRI is using the Azure App Service to be able to deploy and manage their ArcGIS online mapping platform. The Google Cloud Platform, or GCP, is our third platform as a service provider that we're going to look at. In the Google Cloud Platform, they call their platform as a service App Engine. An App Engine allows developers to build, deploy, and scale web applications and services on a fully managed platform. Again, App Engine supports a wide variety of programming languages, including things like Java, Python, Go, and PHP. It also includes features such as automatic scaling, monitoring, and traffic splitting, and the streaming music service Spotify is a great example of somebody who's using App Engine because Spotify uses it to deploy and manage their backend services inside of the Google Cloud Platform. So remember, when it comes to platform as a service, it can give you a lot of benefits as an organization, including things like cost savings, improved time to market, scalability, and flexibility. But there also are some drawbacks, such as limited control over the underlying infrastructure, the potential for vendor lock-in, and some potential security and compliance issues that you have to consider. Therefore, organizations and businesses really need to consider the advantages and drawbacks when determining whether or not to use a platform as a service as the right type of cloud computing for their specific needs.